G'day guys, welcome to the first in a series of videos where I'm going to show you how we build Traffic Power's first pod truck. This video is going to be about the design. We'll have a video on the fabrication, another video on the electricals, and then probably a fourth video on the finishing. The idea of this is to show you how much work goes into this and hopefully encourage some people to get involved in this in the future. So let's get into it. So the very first thing that I do when I'm about to build a new vehicle is I actually lay the tray out on the ground in painter's tape. I got this idea from the movie about the startup of McDonald's. It was a Netflix movie called The Founder, where the owners of McDonald's went to, I think it was a tennis court, and they laid out their plan for the kitchen using chalk, and they would walk around from one station to the other, and they worked out the order that they had to do things in so that the burger would flow around the kitchen rather than having to go over there and then back here and all that. So they use that to create a production line. I use it to just show what I want to do. It lets me come in and out of the shed over the course of a week or two and look at it and think about it and just kind of sometimes just stare at it and figure out what the hell I'm doing. This is not the layout that we're going to end up with. What I've got here has got some signs at the back, lots of signs at the front, legs in the middle, all the cones here. What we are going to end up with is the pods will be roughly where they are now, probably a little bit further forward. We're going to have a row of cones here, 2 cones in the middle, row of cones there. Long signs are going to be at the front. 1200 by 900s will be here, and then legs will be here. This area over here is empty. I think I'm going to put a toolbox in here eventually, and that will house temporary traffic lights. At the moment, we don't use them enough to warrant having a toolbox on a vehicle specifically for them, but I think that's coming pretty soon, so I think we're going to be ready for it. Okay, so now we've had this on the floor here for about 2 or 3 weeks. I've been looking at it once a week, twice a week, sit here staring at it every now and then, just trying to figure out where everything's going to go. And I now have a pretty good idea of what I want to do. So I'm going to transfer this into my book. Once I've written it into my book, I've got it written down, I know what I'm doing, and I can actually start designing the individual parts. So let's go. So our plan's drawn, but before I show you that, just going to quickly show you the build sheet for this vehicle. So every vehicle that I build has a build sheet. This is a list of all of the options that we might put on the vehicle, a yes or a no for each one, so that I know what I'm buying, what's going on the vehicle, and at the end of the job, I can tick everything off and I know that I'm delivering what I said I would deliver at the start. And here's our plan, not to scale, doesn't matter at the moment. Really the big bit of information that I need is this measurement from the back of the tray to the center line of this line of cones. And I need this measurement up here, which is from this center line of the center line of these cones to the center line of these cones. If I've got those 2 measurements, then everything else in this end of the truck sort of works itself out. At the front here, we've still got a little bit of work to do. At the moment, just planning on long signs at the front with short signs behind them. We'll have legs in here, again, not quite sure what I'm doing. But that's where we're up to at the moment. So now that we have all of this information, we're going to start designing these racks. Just going to pull up for a minute. I'm going to show you a little bit of interesting mathematics, or I find it interesting anyway. A bay that holds 4 signs is 120 mil wide. We actually decided on 125 down here, so it's 125. And a bay that holds 6 signs is 175 mil. In between each bay, you've got a 20 mil piece of steel. Now I've drawn this out so that I didn't make a mistake here, because it is very easy to make a mistake. And what we end up with if you've got 7 bays is you're able to have 7 bays with 4 signs, that's 28 signs, and your total from front to back, your total space taken up is 1,015 mil. However, if you go to 5 bays that take 6 signs each, you can carry 30 signs. They're 175 wide, and you still have the 20 mil bits of steel in between, but you've got 2 less. So you actually end up being able to carry 2 more signs, and you're 20 mil shorter all up. Now, 20 mil in a 3.7 mil tray is surprisingly large amount of space, and it could be the difference between fitting something in or not fitting it in. And 2 signs, again, it only doesn't sound like a lot, but those 2 signs could be the 2 speed signs that you really, really needed to do the job. All right, here we are with version 2. We have an 1800 by 600 and 1800 by 600 on top of each other. We have a 1200 by 300, a 1200 by 300, and an 1800 by 300 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1200 by 900 bays, and then this little cubby down the bottom that'll be used for, I think, junk tiger tails and all the stuff that we don't want anyone to see. Okay, we've got ourselves a little cut list here. This is not exhaustive, but all I do is go through my diagrams. I pick up each measurement and I mark them as I'm doing them. Put little ones in the corner here to show these kind of, I guess these cross pieces that go that way like this. So that's how they'll look. These marks in the corner, nothing special. This just tells me which way I'm going to butt the joint. So a lot of these, some of these will be 45-degree joints, which is what these ones mean to me. I have no idea how actual fabricators indicate this, but this is how I do it. So to me, this mark means a 45-degree join, as in you've got a piece coming here and a piece coming here, and they will meet at a 45-degree angle like that. And then the ones down here, a mark like this means that this piece will butt into that piece. So your joint is going to end up looking like that. So that's just how I get it in my head. I'm the traffic controller, not a fabricator. So this is how I do it. Okay guys, well, we have designed our rack, we have written out our cut list, we've spoken to our steel supplier, and we've got our delivery coming next week. So that's going to wrap us up for today. The next video is likely to be about the fabrication of the rack, maybe just tacking it together, and then we might do a video after that of the actual build. Not quite sure yet, but this will just evolve as we go along. Thanks heaps for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.